Hey folks, have you ever thought about the work-life balance of a truck driver? In fact, sometimes I find people don't think there is a work-life balance as a truck driver, but there certainly is, and times have changed. I tell you what, there's lots of people that are doing it, and we're going to talk about it in this episode on how to have a work-life balance if that's what you want as a truck driver. I recently heard some stories online that were just amazing to me, that companies were expecting people to be out for 4 and 5 weeks at a time. In fact, in the US, that's normal, right? 2-3 weeks is normal. But that's not how it needs to be. And I was just talking with a fellow driver about this. You've got to make your own work-life balance. There's no way that you can do this on your own. And I'm going to offer you some tips in this video and podcast on how to do that. And when we come back, we're going to find out what you need to do to give yourself work-life balance as a truck driver. Some of the things that you need to do to have a good work-life balance. I'm going to just give you an overview of them, and then we're going to dive into each topic of these things. But there's a lot of things that you probably want to make sure that you are looking at when you're looking at a carrier to have that home work-life balance. A lot of carriers are changing it. So the first thing, let's just go through the things that you need to do. The first thing you want to do, work-life balance as a driver, choosing the right carrier. This is super important that you choose the right carrier. Do your homework when you're signing on with somebody to know, are they the kind of carrier? Do they have the culture? We talked about that in previous episodes. Do they go to the lanes, the places that you want to go? We've talked about that before too. So choosing the right carrier is paramount to having a good work-life balance. Second thing is choosing the right runs. You go to a carrier, you can't always have it your way. You actually have to work with the carriers. So choosing the proper runs are one way to do this. But knowing where they go and being flexible and telling them right up front, here's the areas I prefer to run, can really get you some home life balance, because you'll know when you're going to be home and you know how far things are. So keep that in mind when you're looking at 5 ways to do your home work-life balance. So knowing your layover time and operation. If you're running California, you know when you get out there, you're going to lay over for a certain amount of time. Knowing that ahead of time and being prepared for that and preparing your family for that is another secret to having a great work-life balance. So check that out as a truck driver. Taking hobbies that are personal to you. Man, if I'm going to California and I got 3 days off, I'm not sitting in a truck stop, my friends. I'm going somewhere to do something fun. And that might be skiing, it might be biking, it might be just walking, it might be just whatever you like to do. Take advantage of that time off. You are supposed to shut down. You're not supposed to stop living. So make sure you're taking your hobbies with you. Now, let's get into family. Quality time. I'm a big fan of quality over quantity. And if you are having quality time, then they will understand. So figure out with your family, how are you going to communicate with them while you're running up and down the road and you're driving? What are you going to do for them? And then once you get home, have that plan in place. When they know when you come home, this is what we're doing. We're not just going to watch dad sleep on the couch. We're going to go do things, or you're going to be involved in their lives. That is the secret to getting some work-life balance. So you want to make sure that you're choosing the right carrier. You want to make sure that you're getting the right runs. You want to make sure that you're taking advantage of your layover time and know when that's going to be. Take hobbies with you and have quality time when you get home. We're going to dive into all of these. If you're in the video, join us on the podcast. We're going to be right back, and we are going to dive into each one of these.